Okay. So previous class we were learning about the types of the scanners. So among them, the first one was pen type barcode reader. Here I told you will have a pen type instrument where the tip of the pen will have a LED light which is gonna read the barcode. So once it reads the barcode, then it will convert that into electronic signal, wherein these electronic signals will be later converted into digital signals and then sent to the computer. So computer will convert the digital signals into the normal human readable language. So that was the first type of barcode scanner. And this types of barcode scanner is an important question from the view of 6 marks as well as 14 marks. Okay, sometimes they will ask in 6 marks, sometimes in 14 marks. Okay, so now let's go to the next type. The next type is laser. Now under laser, this is another type of barcode scanner where it is capable of more exact light reading, which prevents false positive or scanner errors. You would have seen such laser barcode scanners. Now these laser barcode scanners, they emit a red or green light usually. Now here what will happen is it will be fixed to a stand. Okay, laser barcode scanner will be fixed to a stand usually. If not, it can be held in hand also separately. Okay, so these barcode scanners will scan the barcode. Again, the same mechanism will continue. So let's see. In a laser scanner, a laser beam is shot at the mirror inside the actual unit. This mirror makes the movement so that the laser sweeps across the barcode in a straight line. So you have apart from the laser light inside, you will also have a mirror fixed, so that will reflect the light, so to make sure that the whole barcode is being read in a straight line. So if you see here, the light which is emitting out is in the straight line. Okay, then light that reflects back to the diode. Now once this light which reads the barcode here, again it will reflect back meaning uh, once you see a light. Okay, let's say suppose this is the surface or this is the product, there is a barcode given here. Okay, now once the light comes on this, let's take another color. Okay, once the light falls on this, it's gonna reflect means it's gonna bounce back like this. Okay, so that laser light is gonna come and fall on the product, and then it is gonna bounce back and it will go and reach the diode. Okay, diode will be inside the laser scanner. So this will measure the level of reflection. I mean, how nicely it has bounced back from the product, it will measure, and this reflection will be translated into digital signals, and then it will be converted into the human readable language. Okay, so that is the that is how the laser scanners work. And these laser scanners can be mounted, like you see a stand given here. Okay, it can be mounted, or it can be a handheld unit. You can hold that in hand also, and give the products, or you can scan the products, or you can put it to a stand which is fixed there. Usually they put it to a stand because it is easy to maintain like that. If it is held in hand, maybe the people do not know how to handle the laser scanners and they might damage it. So that is why such scanners are usually mounted or kept in one place. Okay, so this is laser barcode scanner. Anybody has doubt in this slide? Did you all understand the laser barcode scanner? Okay, so let's go to the next type, that is CCD or LED scanners. This is the next type of scanner. Okay, a charge coupled device, CCD. Okay, CCD full form is charged coupled device. also known as light emitting diode. Okay, this also looks like a laser scanner only. So if you see here, it looks like a laser scanner, but a little different from that. Okay, it's also known as light emitting diode. Okay, this CCD or LED scanner has a lot of LED lights. Okay, it has hundreds of tiny LED lights arranged in one long row. So continuously next to each other, LED lights will be arranged inside the CCD, that is charged coupled device or LED scanner. These lights are shot directly onto the barcode, and the sensor then measures not the reflection but voltage of the ambient light directly in front of each light bulb. Stop this voltage measurement, provide a digital snapshot of the barcode. CCD units can be very expensive but are highly accurate. Now if you see this small instrument here which is given in the picture, it is gonna scan the complete barcode. This is usually handheld. Okay, you hold it in hand and they're gonna scan the barcode, but here it does not reflect the light or it does not bounce back the light, but it will directly take. Okay, the lights are directly taken to the diode, where it will measure the voltage of each line that it has scanned. I told they'll have black lines with white spaces, so it is gonna measure the voltage. Measurement will be done there, and that is how they get the information about the barcode. This CCD units are very expensive, but they are very accurate. Okay, they will perfectly scan the barcode, but as an instrument it is a expensive device. And versatile pieces of equipment means there are many variety of LED scanners available. It's not only one handheld device, but many variety of LED scanners are available, and you can use one instrument for various other scanning purpose also. Okay, so this is LED scanner. Next, 2D camera. Now 2D camera, you can find them in you can see such small devices in Airtel stores or Geo stores or any telecom stores, where they would like to take the fingerprints or like to take your photos, like that. So such cameras are also used for scanning the barcodes. Okay, let's understand what is 2D camera. Some barcodes do not consist of white and black bars, but white and black spaces in a two-dimensional 2D target. So here the barcode itself will be a little different. It doesn't only have black lines with white spaces, but they will have a little 2D type of barcode will be given. So for such improvised barcodes, now why did they come out with this? To improve the security of the barcode. Okay, so for such barcodes you need a separate scanner. Those are known as 2D barcode scanner. They will not only read by standard machinery, but they do allow for personality of information coding, as they can hold and provide much data than a standard barcode. Which means a normal barcode, you will be able to get, say suppose you'll be able to get 5 information from a normal barcode. Such 2D barcodes, you will be able to get 15 information. So more information can be added to the barcodes of 2D in nature. So that is why you need a particular scanner, where it will also be able to scan the required barcode. Okay, so to read this barcode, 2D camera image scanner is necessary. So some 2D camera image scanner looks something like this. Okay, then this camera consists of hundreds of tiny lights like CCD scanner. Now in the previous scanner, we saw and we told that they will have hundreds of LED lights, small lights. Similarly, here also they will have a lot of CCD, lot of tiny lights like the scanner, but they are arranged in multiple rows. The only difference between 2D camera and CCD is, in CCD the lights are arranged in one single row. In 2D camera it is arranged in multiple rows. The light flash on the barcode, which takes a digital picture of the barcode, which is then sent to software as a digital signal. The software will then analyze this for the information. So here this scanner is only going to scan the barcode, and it will send the whole picture. Okay, it will take a digital picture and send it to the software. So you require you require a 2D software to read this barcode. You require that barcode software, and where that software is going to take the information and send it to the computer for the further information. Okay, so these are the types of barcode, starting with your pen type of barcode reader. Then we learnt about laser, then CCD or LED, then you have 2D camera. Okay, so anybody has doubt in the types of barcodes? Okay, so let's continue. Now, next, advantages of barcoding. Um, Operational efficiency. Why? Because if you use a barcode scanner, you are saving lot of time in writing down the details of the product, where the product will be there, how to divide the product, everything, all the information will be present in the barcode. So barcode, once these barcodes are scanned, it will automatically, the computer will automatically say where the product belongs to, or which particular place it will belong to. So it is more faster for you to segregate the product, and you can keep the product very well organized. That is one operational efficiency. The other part of operational efficiency is, if you happen to see, if you want to courier any of the products, they will put some barcode sticker on the the product. Now suppose you want to send a letter to some office or to some college. Now you put, once you give it to the courier person, they will write one receipt and give it for you, and they will put one sticker on the uh, letter cover. Now what does that say is, once they take all those covers to the particular courier office, let's take a DTDC, or better, you can think professional courier. Now professional courier will use these barcode scanners to scan all those barcode numbers. Okay, whatever barcodes are there, they will scan it immediately. So that will segregate the post through lot of information, because they would have given some particular number for the shop, or area number, some codes will be assigned. So it will and on the overall basis, it is gonna reduce our time on a greater extent than manual. So instead of writing so many things, now everything will come to the computer directly. Then time saving. Barcoding will eliminate wastage of time in tracking it. So in operational efficiency, we are able to do it very correctly, accurately, and within very less time. Again, in any company which is very busy, in such case, time saving will actually add on to the company's productivity. Then reduced errors. So, instead of sending the post to a wrong person, or instead of keeping the products in a wrong place, so in such cases, we might face consequences. So such barcoding and barcode scanners will always help us in reducing the errors. Then reduced cost. Once the system is set, okay, until we set the system, it is little difficult. Now once we set the system, then it is very easy for people to run and maintain the system, and it will reduce the cost on a long term basis. Okay, little maintenance here and there, and little problems which has to be addressed, but when compared to manual or any other system, barcoding system will reduce the cost. Then customer requirement. Now any time the customer wants to come and want the some information, they want to check what is the last date or expiry date of the product, or they have some question about the product, you can always check these barcodes for more information. these cannot be checked by customer because barcode readers will be there with the retailer and the manufacturer only. So customers will come and have seek of information to the retailers only. So these are few of the advantages. Operational efficiency, work is done accurately and it is done faster. And time saving, it will save a lot of time for people. There are errors which will not be done because everything is getting computerized. There is no human intervention too much. Then reduced cost, once you set the system, only until you set the system it is difficult. Once you have a system in place, then it is easy on a long term basis. Customer requirement, when customer wants more, um, they want to know more information about the product or they have some doubts, you can always use barcoding and clear their doubts. So that was advantages. Let's also see few of the disadvantages. Pricing difference and scanning problems. So this is very common when it comes to barcoding. Few times what happens is, once it scans the product, whatever amount it shows on the computer will be different from the actual product price. Okay, what is there on the product price will be different and what is in the computer will be different. So that those times pricing differences will occur. The other times is scanning problems. Maybe it is not getting scanned. Sometimes they keep scanning the product over and over again and it doesn't detect the product. So all these certain problems, technical problems are there when it comes to barcoding. Then labeling damages. All the products when it is bought in bulk may not be handled carefully. Okay, they would throw the product out in some place, and once they are sold, the label may be or the barcode may be damaged. In such situation, what happens, it is difficult for them to uh, you know know which product or know where it belongs to. So labeling damages is also a problem. But again, for pricing differences and scanning problems, they can always check the numeric code. Okay, these numeric codes can be checked and entered manually. Once they enter it manually, then it will detect the product. Then cost of equipment, I already told, having the system in place is a little difficult. Once you have the system in place, then you will be able to do the process directly. So until you have the system in place, you will always have some or the other problem raising up. Then training, all the employees has to be trained to use the barcode system carefully. You cannot throw out the barcode system, or the scanners or computer parts has to be used softly. You cannot hit on those. So a little training is required for employees. Then high quality printer requirements. If the printer is not able to print the receipt, then it will be a little difficult. And your normal inkjet and dot matrix printers, dot matrix printers are old printers, which actually does a lot of noise while printing up any document. Inkjet printers are okay, but their quality is low. Okay, they are better than dot matrix, but their quality is low. So usually laser printers are much preferred when it comes to barcoding printing. So again, a little more expensive part, uh, one until you have a system. So first time investment is a little more until you set up the barcoding. Later, on monthly basis or yearly basis, they will have to do the maintenance. Okay, so these are few of the disadvantages and advantages of barcoding. Any doubts in these slides? Okay, so first point is pricing differences and scanning problems. Here, what is gonna happen is, uh, sometimes say, let's say for example, you have bought a chocolate. Now they will scan the chocolate, and the chocolate is 100 rupees. Okay, the actual worth of chocolate is 100 rupees, which is given on the chocolate. Now when they scan this product in the computer, it is showing 125 rupees. So 25 rupees is more, right? 25 it's showing extra. That is, they would have forgot to put a discount code, uh, or that scanning is not done properly on the product. So that is known as price differences. And scanning problem is sometimes when, even when you keep the product there, you'll not be able to scan. They will keep trying the product always, and it doesn't take. So afterwards what they do, they will see the barcode number, and they will manually type the barcode number. Only then it will take the product, or they will ask you to change the product. They will say, please get a similar product so that I can do the billing. So these are few of the scanning problems. Those are technical errors. I hope that cleared the doubt, the first point. Okay, the third point, cost of equipment. Now, business organization is supposed to invest in a complete system of barcoding. They need to have a computer. For that computer, a software is required. A barcode scanner is required. High quality printer is required. Now, if you happen to go to DMart or more, you will see those billing counters. Billing counters are well organized. Okay, they have a way where you will have to get the products, come and stand in the queue and wait there for your billing to be done. Now if you see, they will just pass the product through a scanner. In DMart and all, you don't have such scanners. Okay, the scanners is fit down, and where the light is emitted in a opposite way. So in such places, they just scan it quickly. If at all that scanner is not working, then they have the technical problem. If not, your billing is done very quickly, right? So to have so many computers, so many scanners, printers, all that, the company is supposed to invest too much. So that is one of the disadvantage what they're saying. It is expensive, or it is costly for people to install the barcoding. Okay, I hope that doubt is also clear. Can I move on? Any more doubts? Okay, so let's go for the next concept. Now we saw how barcoding will help in buying the products, in maintaining the products in a systematic way. Now the next concept is electronic article surveillance. Now all that we know about surveillance is CCTV. Everybody is very familiar with CCTV. Now let's understand the concept of this article surveillance. And it is done electrically. Okay, all this surveillance is done electrically. So security and surveillance are an important element of the retail store, because it helps proper inventory management and long term success. So before, they didn't have all the CCTV. So they were supposed to make sure whoever comes into the store does not flick the product, or does not take the product without paying the money. So someone has to be back of them always. Or you wanted more employees, or you're supposed to recruit more employees to look after the store. But after getting these electronic article surveillance, or EAS, okay, in short form you can call them as EAS. Now after having this EAS systems, now if there is only one person also who is maintaining a very big supermarket, he will be able to do it, because they have lot of security systems or security cameras of different types of security systems being implemented inside the store. So we are using these security and surveillance is nothing but keeping them in track, or knowing what is happening inside the store. Okay, so they are important elements in retail store. It will also help us to keep the track of inventory management, to know how much people have bought, or if anybody is not buying the product, or not using the product properly. inside the store, whatever happens, we will be able to know. Electronic article surveillance is the technology used to prevent shoplifting from retail store, pilferage of books from libraries, for removal of properties from office buildings. Now, usually, if you see government libraries, people will go to read the books. Many times they will just carry the book back to their home. They don't realize that they're supposed to return the book there and not carry the book. So that is called pilferage. Okay, pilferage of books from libraries, this happens very widely. Apart from that, shoplifting in retail store, you know taking away the chocolates or taking away some product, some eatable products. So without billing, okay, if you do billing, then you have all the right to take the product. Without billing, if you take the products from the store, that is known as shoplifting. Okay, another word for uh, thefting is shoplifting here. So shoplifting from the retail stores, all this can be seen, and it will be under our control. Special tags are fixed to merchandise or books and are removed or deactivated by the clocks when the item is properly bought for checked out. Now, if you happen to see any cloth store, now let's take for example, you have gone to pantaloons. Now in pantaloons, you have bought one shirt. Now in that shirt, you will have a tag. Okay, once you take it to a billing counter, they will scan all these tags. Okay, once they scan the tags and once you pay the amount, you will be able to take the product home. There is no problem. But without doing the billing, if you take the product out, suddenly an alarm will start ringing once you exit the store. Okay, so all these are security and surveillance systems which are present inside the store. This will always help to keep the products inside the store, which where the payment is not being done. Okay, so once we will be learning about these special tags in the further slides. So there are many tags, many types of tags also, which they will be used. Then if any person shoplifts item without billing, then at the exit store there will be an alarm which will alert the staff and which will say them, okay, somebody is taken the product from the store. It's a technology used to identify items as they pass through a gated area. Typically this identification is used to alert someone. So someone who is not paid the amount and is taking the product, it is not the right thing to do. So they will be immediately alerted saying, okay, something wrong is happening in the store, please have a note about it. Okay, so that is the concept of electronic article surveillance. Anybody has doubt in this slide? Electronic article surveillance. Okay, so let's continue. Now, these electronic article surveillance consist of three components. Okay, first one is electronic antenna, electronic tag, and you have a deactivator or detacher. Now, electronic antenna is nothing but it will be placed near the entry or exit of the retail store. Okay, we'll also be seeing few diagrams later in the slides. So first what they're going to do is it is the first type or first component of a detection system. Now they will keep this electronic antenna in the entrance of the store, so that they know us, we are not carrying any uh, you know uh, wrong products which are not supposed to get inside the store. And at the exit they keep it, because whatever we do the shopping, if we have not paid, then it will alert the people so that they can come and check the products. So that is the first point, electronic antenna, which is placed in the entrance and exit of the retail store. So these detection system can take many forms, but it most commonly comprises of detection antennas on either side of the door. Okay, you will have two antenna type components which will be placed on the two sides of the door. Okay, once you open the door, both the sides you will have these antennas being kept. Then you have electronic tag. Now these tag, as I told, it will be with the products. Okay, so once you buy the product and get it to the billing center or billing booths there, they will scan the products and then only they'll do the billing. So that is electronic tag. Electronic tag will help us know how much product is there in the shop, how much has been sold, which variety of product is sold. All that information will be there in the electronic tag. And these tags are of two types. One is hard tag and one is soft tag. Now hard tag is nothing but it will be hard material. Okay, it will have a pin on one side, a magnetic pin type of a thing. So this can be reused. Okay, they will once you buy the product and do the billing, they will remove these hard tags and keep it for themselves, and they will reuse it on other uh, clothes or other products also. Soft tags are the small sticker kind of a thing which you can see on the clothes or any sort of products that you buy from the mall or from any showrooms. Now these once they do the billing, it will get deactivated. Okay, they will have some security level inside. So once they do the billing, it will get deactivated, so you can take it along with you to home. So these soft tags cannot be reused, but hard tags can be reused. Then deactivator or detacher. Now these are certain instruments like a barcode scanner. To read barcode, you need to have barcode scanner, right? So to take out these hard tags and soft tags, you also require a deactivator or detacher. For soft tags it is deactivator, for hard tags it is detacher. Now here it will be present in the billing counter. Whenever they get the products for billing, either they remove the hard tags, they'll have certain instrument where they can remove the tags, or if it's a soft tag, they will just scan it and deactivate it, so you can take the products home. So these are the major three components which are there in the electronic surveillance. Any doubt in this slide? Okay, electronic antenna. Yeah, we will learn all of them using the pictures again. Just look into these pictures. If you see here, these are the electronic antennas. So you can see these, a long stool kind of a thing in the entrance and exit of the store. If you go to any mall, you can find them everywhere in the entrance of the store, because all the stores will have the same entrance and exit. Okay, so these are electronic antennas. So, and the next picture here, you can see the pointer. These are called hard tags. Okay, these are hard tags where they will use an instrument like this to remove these tags. It will be a magnetic, little magnetic tag, not very strong. Okay, a very low magnetic power it will have. So this hard tags will be removed using such instruments. Then these are soft tags. Okay, soft tags is usually found in every product, especially clothes. If you take for consideration, you can find such tags with lot of information. And then if you see here, you have a barcode, and you will have the size, and some product codes will be written also. So these are soft tags. Soft tags, once they scan this barcode, if you see here the last image, once they scan the barcode, it will get deactivated. Okay, it will get deactivated, so you can take the product and the tag home. There is no problem. I hope all of the three components are clear now. Any more doubts? Yeah, let's go on. There are few types of surveillance systems. The first is magnetic system. Now in the magnetic system, there are tags which are made up of strip of amorphous metal with a very low magnetic saturation. That's what I told. They will have lot of tags in the magnetic system, like how we saw in the previous slide, these there are many types of tags. Okay, this is just an example. There are many variety of tags. These are little rectangular in nature. You will have square tags, you will have pin type tags, many variety, many sizes. uh, it depends on the product which they'll be using. So all these are tags, and they are made out of strip of amorphous metal which will have low magnetic saturation value. The detection is achieved by sensing harmonics and sum of difference. So this is a little technical. They're explaining how these magnetic system works. Okay, once the magnet, or once that pin is there. Now let's go back to the diagram only and understand. Now if you see this tag here, to this side you have a hard case, and to the other side, if you can see a small pin. Okay, from the other side you will have the small pin which will make sure the tag stays in place. Now this is a magnetic tag. Okay, so with very less magnetic power, it is not very strong to stick together always. Okay, so on billing station, what happens is they will get this tag down to a machine like this. Okay, here in the machine, down to this part also they will have a magnet. Okay, which will attract these which will attract this hard tag. So they will take this hard tag to one side and remove the pin from the other side. So what happens, you will get two different components in the magnetic tags. So they will separate and keep these two different components once the billing is done. Again, they can reuse such magnetic tags for any number of times, for any number of years, so that it is always reusable and it is cost effective also. Now deactivation of these tags therefore done with a magnetization. Activation requires demagnetization. That's nothing but here they have separated this one part of the tag and the other part of the tag, right? So again, if they want to put it back, again if they want to put it onto the other product, they have to get these two parts of the tag and pin it up to the product. So again, they can use and reuse for the product. So that is magnetic tag. All that they do is they'll have very low magnetic power tags which will attract each other, so they can put that for a product. But it will have a small sharp pin inside which makes sure that it holds the magnet very stiffly onto the product. So that is magnetic system. Okay, but see, these are suitable for low goods in retail stores due to small size and very low cost of tax. You can find them on soft toys, or you can find them on certain beauty products. If you go to Health and Glow, you can find lot of tags on nail cutters, brushes, makeup set brushes, or any of such things. If you find, or comb, those are magnetic tags, very small ones, but they are hard tags. So this is first type of surveillance. The next type is acoustomagnetic system. Here what will happen